everybody. Happy Veterans Day. We are here today with a very special guest, Ms. Traci Williams from a local VFW. She's the commander, and we're going to have a good conversation and learn about the VFW, the mission, and how to get involved with some of the programs that they got going on, and just have a good conversation. So, Ms. Traci, can you please introduce yourself?
Well, I'm Traci Williams. I'm the state VFW commander. So we've got 107 posts throughout the state that I oversee. My staff and I do. And I was in the Army for 25 years, deployed 4 times, graduated from Inglemoor High School in Kenmore, Washington.
Cool.
And that's about it.
All right. Where was your favorite location overseas?
Oh, my favorite was Germany. I was in Germany for 4 years and absolutely loved it.
Right.
Yeah.
That was my first duty station as well. Ramsey.
So, yeah, kids in Germany. There's nothing better.
Right. Exactly. Oh, nice. Well, thank you so much for your time and for spending some time with us.
Sure.
So how you said there's 107 posts you said in the state?
Yep, 107 VFW posts. Not all of them are open all the time. Some of them are just open during their meeting time. Some of them don't have post homes, so they meet at other locations. And some of them have what we consider canteens. So you can go to those types of posts if you want the more camaraderie than just a meeting.
Oh, nice. And I think that's important too. Sometimes just, especially now with the COVID, it's hard to get, that face-to-face communication, that socialization that we need sometimes. So whenever we can get that, I think that's very important too.
Yeah.
Very nice. So let's see. I have some random questions, but we'll just open it up in a little bit.
Sure.
What was the most challenging part of your transition from the military, and how did you overcome it?
Well, let's see, my most challenging transition. So there's 2 different transitions. When I was on active duty and became a civilian, my most challenging thing was, what to wear. Opening my closet and not having.
Relatable, yeah.
Yeah, I wasn't just going to put on my PTs or my uniform. So I had to go to a job and I didn't even know what to wear.
Right.
That was the strangest transition on the active duty kind of.
Because you're so used to, not picking anything out and just throwing the uniform on, not putting any thought into it, right?
You gotta go buy shoes. I mean,
right.
Dress shoes for work.
Yeah.
Right? That was just such a strange concept.
Yeah.
And then my transition from deployments was another different types of transition. When I came back from Afghanistan, I had an IED in Afghanistan. And so, obviously there's some mental things that you have absolutely no control over. The little small brain, your fight or flight brain tells you need to keep alive. So I drove from my duty station in Florida. I was at Fort Dill Dill Air Force Base, and I drove home to Washington State.
Oh, wow.
Just to try to get myself to realize there's not anybody on the roads trying to blow me up. The dead animals on the side of the road aren't going to kill me. Overpasses, it took me probably 5 states before I stopped changing lanes when I went under an overpass. I mean, it was just really a real strange way of trying to teach myself that I'm back in the United States and, you know,
Yeah,
I'm
it's a real
going to
thing.
be okay.
Yeah, that's
So,
powerful. Yeah, so that it's the same for several of us too. I think for Fourth of July with the fireworks, I think that's one of my biggest one of
yeah,
my biggest triggers, and I think it's yeah, it's tough. It's a real struggle for many of us. So,
yeah.
but thank you
Yeah.
for sharing.
And I'm not gonna say, hey, everybody don't do fireworks. Because that's I love the fact that we do fireworks.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just some of them are the same exact noise as
Hard to
incoming,
deal with sometimes.
and
Yeah.
it's just like, oh, there's certain ones.
Mhm.
The first, I'll say 4 years after I got back,
Mm.
I had to leave. I could not be around fireworks. I would, it would hurt inside. It's really tough to explain to somebody that doesn't
Right, that doesn't
have that,
experience.
and I know how dumb it sounds. Oh, fireworks, they're up in the air. They're not gonna, it's just
And
that,
yeah, that
oh, it's,
experience that you
yeah,
that
you can't explain it, but yeah.
but I understand, yeah.
Yeah,
It's a struggle.
it
Um,
is.
so thank you so much. We wanted to ask about the I was reading on the VFW website, and I came across the program about the Buddy Poppy program. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Buddy Poppy program is what we utilize for our relief fund. So Buddy Poppies, you'll see the American Legion and the VFW, and you'll know this by what we used to be able to do, stand outside of a store and give you a Buddy Poppy and a poem called Flanders Fields,
Oh,
which was written by a Canadian, believe it or not.
oh, wow.
So it is a remembrance because in Canada they have Remembrance Day today. So
Oh,
typically, I'm missing being able to go to Canada
mhm.
for their Remembrance Day parade. Last year, I had the honor of carrying the American flag in the Remembrance Day parade, and it is like their Memorial Day, and that's what this poem is about, is remembering those that have shed blood for our countries
Mm.
in other countries. And so the poppy represents a field of um, of where a battle was taking place.
Mm. Okay.
So these poppies are red poppies, and they're given. Everybody knows they're given for, if you want to donate, you can, but it's our way of being able to get donations. And those donations are specifically for helping veterans in need. So
Mhm.
it is a relief fund. It doesn't go for paying the bills. It doesn't go for anything else in the VFW. It specifically represents what we can do to help veterans in need.
Oh, nice. And then I read too that the poppies are made by disabled and needy veterans as well.
Yes.
That,
So
that's
due to
nice.
COVID, they can't do that now. So disabled veterans actually put these puppies together, and it helps them with keeping their dexterity.
Mhm. Yeah, yeah, that makes
It
sense.
keeps their mind. For those that are going through Alzheimer's, they are getting their mind working, of remembering what pieces to put together. Um, it just really is a vocational way of them to be able to make money,
Hmm.
because they can make money. The VFW pays them to put these together. So it really is helpful to them. And it's really unfortunate that they can't do it now because of COVID.
Yeah.
Um, so now the VFW has offered a few posts throughout the country the opportunity to put these together millions of poppies and make a little bit of money for their post.
Oh, nice.
Because it's trying times now.
Yep, that's true. Well, that's good. At least there's hope for, the future, and we look forward to getting back to kind of normal-ish times, I guess.
Yeah.
So that can happen again. So that's awesome.
Yep.
All
Yep.
right. So and then I was also reading about the Military Order of the Cootie. What is that? And do I really want to know?
Yeah. So the Military Order of the Cooties, it's an auxiliary to the VFW, just like our regular auxiliary. So we have an auxiliary that is spouses or children of veterans. And then the Cooties are another auxiliary. They are considered the honor degree. So you can't just join, you have to be invited.
Oh.
And it is like the fun part of the VFW. Everything is done backwards. It's just the people wearing crazy sideways hats.
Awesome.
And their whole main focus is on hospital work. So
Mm.
they visit veterans. They assist the families of veterans that are in the hospital. They have a motto. It's called "Keep them smiling in beds of white,"
Mm.
because back when the VFW was founded, there was bed bugs and stuff like that, and veterans were really ignored for the most part, because we didn't have medical like we do now. The VFW actually helped start the VA system.
Mm.
So the Cooties were really um, focused on taking care of our veterans when they had nobody else to take care of them.
Hmm. And that's
So,
great.
and they're a really fun group. They really are.
Sounds like it, yeah. And we need that, we need that comic relief, when there, especially
Right.
when like you said, there's trying times and you're going through some very difficult challenges. So
Yeah,
it's
if
always.
you're a veteran and you're in the hospital and you don't have, family to come visit, um, the Cooties go every single year. We can't do it this year, but every single year, go to the VA hospital and hand out socks, and just little presents and, you know, just things and just visit them,
Yeah,
give them somebody to talk to that maybe they haven't talked to in a while, so
that's so important. Nice. That's good to
yeah,
know. Well, yeah, I'm glad you explained that a little bit.
yeah. So if you're a veteran in the VFW, and you don't like or even if you do like the meetings, I mean, if you think that you can't do something with the VFW because you hate meetings, but you want to participate in something
Yeah,
that really is focused on veterans in the hospital, join the VFW, and then say that you really want to be a cootie,
yeah,
and
that sounds fun.
then we'll have you do that, and
I'm
they really are a fun group.
sure. I did volunteer once one year for Memorial Day. We wrote cards for the VA hospital, and just going into speaking with some of these veterans. They, some of the older ones were like, "Hey, are you an aircraft mechanic?" And I was like, "No, but I work on the flight line." So they were just really engaging and just trying to, find that connection, and it was just really fun to
Right.
have spend that time with them, and have, just meet other veterans as well too, and help them get through yeah, their trying times as well too. So
Well, the biggest thing they look forward to, the CLC, they look forward to Cootie Bingo,
oh, cool.
and which we again can't do anymore. But boy, you get those cooties there doing bingo, and they love it. They absolutely love it.
I bet it's a riot. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I can imagine. That's awesome. So how did you I'm gonna back up a little bit. How did you get involved in the VA or Veterans VFW? Sorry.
The VFW. Um, I was on deployment in Haiti,
Oh.
and when our unit came back, it was Operation Uphold Democracy. When we came back, we all got letters from the VFW. I
Mm.
don't know how they got our addresses, don't know how they knew who
Nothing's
was
secret
there.
anymore, right?
It's really, yeah, it was.
Yep. No.
So I went to the local VFW and happened to be in Renton.
Cool.
And because the Maple Valley one, I live out in Maple Valley, the Maple Valley one, they just meet during meeting nights. Well, the Renton one was open all the time because they have a canteen.
Oh.
So I went there and talked to the commander, and boy, they were all gung ho and oh yeah, you need to join. And so I joined there, and that was it.
Awesome. And how long have you been a member?
Since '96.
Oh, wow. Nice.
Yeah, long time. You probably weren't even born yet.
Oh, I was born. I
Oh,
had
okay.
joined the military that year. That was when
Oh,
I joined the
okay.
Air Force. So yeah, that's awesome. Cool.
Yep.
And are there any posts specific for women veterans, or is it mixed? Is it only mixed with for
It's
men and
it's all mixed. I mean, there was one post that opened that was only women in New York.
women?
Um, but
It's
they
not.
didn't mean it to be. It
Right,
just
right.
happened to be.
Oh yeah.
And but for females, when I joined, it was really tough. Um, there was still a lot of World War II veterans, a lot of Korea War veterans. In fact, I was told by one of the World War II veterans that uh, he would die before he saw me as commander of the post. And so I told him he needed to start getting sick because I was going to be commander. And yeah, I hoping that he would
Nice way to put
laugh, but he didn't.
it.
And
Yep.
so being a female, just like anywhere, especially back then, not so much now, but back then it was a real tough for us,
Mhm.
because a lot of guys didn't want to admit that we were in any type of combat. And when I joined the Army, I became a combat signaler because it had the word combat in it.
Oh wow.
I didn't want to, be a desk jockey or, what all the guys thought
Right.
females could only do, you know, uh, cook,
Mm.
be a secretary, admin. I wanted to prove that I could do whatever they did. And at that time, there was hardly any jobs open for us
Mm.
to be able to actually prove ourselves that we are good fighters. Don't piss us off during a certain time of the month, because I'll tell you what, we're more deadly than you guys ever thought.
Right.
So that's why I became a combat signaler, is to do a
Great.
job and prove I can do it. And then when you join the VFW and these guys, you start from square one, proving yourself again
Mhm.
and proving that you can command a post, proving that you can command a district, and moving up the chairs. Going up the chairs to become state commander was, oh my word, I had everything thrown at me. They tried to kick me out of the VFW. They tried to discourage me from continuing. They,
Mm.
brought fake charges up on me. I mean, there's, and that just made me dig my heels in more.
Right.
So being a female um,
Mhm.
is tough when you're in a man's world, you know. Um, But then once you prove yourself, then you're just kind of, one of the guys.
Yep.
And,
That's
that's,
what, yeah, that was, we had a question in the chat. Did you feel like you fit right in when you joined the VFW? Um, when you first
uh,
joined?
that was split right down the middle.
Mm,
I felt that I fit right in with those that would accept females doing anything.
mm,
Okay. Which was a majority of them. Okay. I would say 90%. That 10% that thought women couldn't do a thing, and what are you doing in my VFW? You can't change those minds,
yeah.
So I didn't try.
Mm-hmm.
And actions speak louder than words. So I just,
Yeah.
showed them that I could lead,
Right.
despite what they put at me.
Yeah.
So I just, it made me stronger. It
Mm-hmm.
made me,
Makes you want to prove, prove that you
yeah,
can do it, and yeah.
yep, exactly. And it also, I didn't want to discount what they were saying either, So if they said, not just the generic, you're female, so you can't do crap. If they had a concern, I would make sure that I would squelch that concern,
Yeah.
and then they wouldn't have anything else to say,
Right.
right? So then their true colors would show that it wasn't because I can't lead, because obviously I can. So
Yeah.
you better think of something else
Generational
to come up with
shift.
then.
Yep. Exactly. I know. And we appreciate you guys too, because you guys have paved the way. Without your contribution and your service and what you've done, I wouldn't have been able to do what I did. I joined and went into maintenance, and same thing, same experiences like you had. And had to prove myself. People didn't want me to be there. They didn't like women being in the mechanical field and this and that. And so it's like you said, it just makes you stronger, more determined, and to show that this is what the future is going to be like. You guys have to get used to it. So um, yeah, and it is that, like someone said in the chat, there's those generational shifts, and just saying less and just doing it, and that's what we are kind of conditioned to do, I guess. And
Yep.
what we're that's kind of how we do it. So, and I've heard this, there's a quote, and I can't remember who said it, but it says, where there's a woman there's a way. And I was like, oh yeah. I said, this is gonna, you're in those situations where you feel like, okay, I'm gonna make this happen, right? Just because they doubt me. So
Yeah.
it's powerful.
It just makes you dig in more. So, and if you give up, then maybe you weren't meant to do that anyway.
Right.
So,
And at least you try. Just, even just trying, and just showing up is powerful in itself. So uh,
yep.
so yeah. So I had another question about where do you see the women veterans in the future of VFW, and how can we get more involved in the programs? Where would you like to
Well,
see more women involved?
I see the VFW trends like the military, right?
Mm,
So there are women now in combat arms, right? Our junior vice commander, his son is in a fire group, and they're deploying,
mm,
and right on the fire line is females.
mhm.
They're the jobs. You can be an 11 Bravo. You can be infantry. You can be a ranger. You can go into special forces now.
Exactly.
Um, you
And
just
they're doing it. They're doing
do
it.
it, right?
Mhm.
Um, Heck, I wanted to be a sniper so bad,
Oh
but
yeah,
then
that would be
when they
so
found
cool.
out I was female, I couldn't do it.
Oh,
I was lucky. Traci's such a generic, could go either way. They thought I
yeah.
was female, and darn it, I really wanted to do that. But I see the VFW trending like the military. We are going to get a lot more females that are eligible.
Mm,
We're going to get a lot more females that are very strong leaders and proven leaders out on those fire lines that are becoming NCOs of male dominated positions like engineers, that type of positions. And once we don't scare them away and allow them, to be embraced by every VFW, we're going to find that it's going to be the same percentages in the military.
Yeah. And in the chat it says the windows and the doors are open. So I think that's very powerful as well too, is that we have all these opportunities now. There's nothing holding us back, and we just have to get up there and do it, and that's where I think it's awesome to have those opportunities, because we lead differently. We lead, and women lead differently just across the board in the first place. So I think in just having that experience and bringing our experience and our perspectives to the table really makes a big difference, and I think that's going to help with that shift as well too. So
I think we have now see, I should have looked this up, 5 or 6 female state commanders this year, which
wow.
Idaho's state commander right next door, she's female. And Alaska, their state commander is female. So there's 3 of us right here.
Yeah. That's awesome. Well, we're gonna work on trying to get 50.
Yeah, well, we have also Department of Europe, and we have the Pacific areas. So
nice.
we have 52 departments.
Oh, that's awesome. Cool. So even more opportunities.
Yep, exactly. So if you want to live in Germany, you can join the VFW and be a part of that community.
Cool.
Yep.
That's
or if
awesome.
you want to live in Guam, join that community. There's a VFW there.
Yeah. That's awesome. You're all over the place. So yes, I'm definitely gonna be joining.
Oh, good.
I haven't joined yet. I'm learning more, and I'm like, yes, this is where I need to be.
Well, you could go to our website. Go to our website.
Yes, and we will post the website on our website as well, just to share, and then so that we can get more information out to the communities as well too.
Or you can email me, and I'll give you the information and my member number, so you can join under me, and
awesome. Yeah.
I could get credit for a recruit.
That sounds good. Yes. And then I wanted to ask about also the VFW scholarship opportunities. You have scholarship opportunities for the youth, and
we do. Yeah, the VFW is very focused on being in your communities where there's posts. So not only do we serve our veterans specifically, but their families, and be community focused. So we have essay contests, the Voice of Democracy, Patriot Pen, and essay that are broken down by school year. So Voice of Democracy is for the high schoolers, 9 through 12. And they do an essay, and they also do an audio. So they, when they submit that, their audio is listened to. So they're judged on how they present their essay. It's very, very good for these high schoolers to do this, get them out of their comfort zone, and it helps them out when they go to college. We have scholarships all the way up. The winner that goes to national could win a $30,000 scholarship.
Oh my gosh.
So for writing down what the subject is, this year it was is this the country our founders envisioned? So you write about that, then you speak it, you turn in that application, your essay to your local post.
Okay.
They go through all of theirs, pick a winner. So you win something at the post level. Then that goes to a district. So a district is got 5, 6, 7 posts under them, and then they pick a winner. And so you win something else for that. And
Nice.
then they go to department, and we've got 13 districts within our department.
Wow.
And then department or the state of Washington picks the winner out of that. So you win some more there. And at every level, they typically have a first through third, so you can win, something at each level. And then if you are the department winner, you get an all expense paid trip to Washington, D.C.
Wow.
To go
To tour
take tours of all of the monuments. You get to, it's during our legislative time. So all of the department commanders are there to talk to the legislators.
Wow.
So you'll be able to interact that way. It's such a bonding experience for those 52 individuals that our state winner 3 or 4 years ago, she still is in contact with the state winners that she was able to do this trip with, and they all are just outstanding individuals that represent their states well. And each level, so we have a Patriot Pen, which is 6th grade through 8th grade. They just write, I can't remember how many words it is. I think it's 500 on what is patriotism to me. And then the state sponsors a lower level, it's a youth essay, and that's 3rd grade through 5th grade. And that was why we should honor our veterans. So from 3rd grade to 12th grade, write these essays every year, win whatever you can. And all of that information is on our website. And each local post, you can submit whatever your local post is. Each one of them goes through and gets these essays and winners.
That's so cool. Yeah, that is an awesome opportunity. I think that sounds really cool. And just for the kids to, get involved and, recognize the work for veterans and supporting their families as well too. I think that's awesome.
Yeah, it's every year it changes, obviously, each topic,
Right.
but it's always something patriotic. We just don't have enough patriotic stuff in our schools anymore.
That's true. So yeah, this is perfect. And that's awesome. All right. We have a question in the chat. Sorry, my dog's going crazy.
Your dog has a question for me?
Yeah.
What is it?
So we have a question in the chat. It says, what are some of the goals you want to achieve in 2021 to increase activity and membership in the state of Washington?
Wow. So
that's a good question.
Depending on COVID, so we are trying to do everything we can and keep the governor's, guidance. For example, he finally answered my emails and added veteran service organizations to his guidance. And that guidance is if you are doing business of the VFW, you can hold a meeting to conduct that business, because our members run the VFW. We're all volunteers. I'm a volunteer. I don't get paid to do this.
Right.
And it's our members that make these decisions. Everything from how we spend our money to pay the lights, light bill, to putting on a new roof, to throwing a fundraiser dinner. It's all member driven. The thing I'm doing now, which will carry through 2021, is giving guidance to these posts on what they can do under these circumstances. Exactly, Rufus, or whatever your name is.
Yeah.
Um,
Mojo. That's my dog.
for example, our post has been doing free breakfasts on Saturday.
Oh,
So
nice.
you can show up to our post, get a free breakfast to go, or we are physically distanced on tables, so you can do it either way, and we don't charge you anything. You
That's
can
awesome.
donate if you want, and dog food, I don't know, but we've got some bacon maybe you can
Right.
have there, Rufus. But
That's
so things like that, things that you can reach out in the community. We were holding, free dinners on Wednesday nights, and we'd have a lady come from the apartments behind our building, and she would take a dinner. It was all to go dinners. You weren't eating inside. All to go dinners for free, and she would take a dinner to a homeless lady that lived in the park down the road, just because it was a free hot meal, made by our auxiliary. And so that's the kind of community outreach I want posts to do now, to think out of the box,
right.
get together as a post and accomplish something like do a dinner. It could be from you make this at your house, you make this at your house, you make this at your house. Everybody bring it to the post. We'll keep physically distanced, and then we'll serve to go meals. I mean, so, and as far as membership, there are a lot of people out there that already have been a member of the VFW that have let their membership lapse for one reason or another. I am telling my post commanders to call all those people and ask them why. Why has their membership lapsed? Are you in need?
Yeah.
Does that $45 or $35 or however much the post dues are, is that paying your gas bill now? Is that buying your next meal? Because if so, we have that relief fund that those poppies that we handed out, those relief funds are for things like that. Let us help you out, and if you're listening to this and you are one of those veterans that let your membership lapse because you're prioritizing, as you should, okay, taking care of your family, please call your post. Push pride by the side. You are not don't let this for a second bother you that you're asking for help, because that is why we are here. Call that post commander and say, hey, I know my membership lapsed last year. I had to prioritize my family. Is there any way you can re-up my membership? There is not one commander that will say no. And if there is, I want to hear about it, because that is part of our mission, taking care of those veterans that need help. And we will be proud to pay for your membership, because you can't afford to prioritize your $40 for your VFW membership, thinking you're being selfish by doing that for yourself. So
yeah, that's the important piece is bringing us all together, building that community and keeping those bonds really strong within our veteran community, because you just never know when somebody's going through something, and it's hard for people to speak up and say something sometimes.
Especially a veteran. A veteran, we have been so self-reliant. On the battlefield, we always say we got your six, right? Well, the VFW has your six. All right. So please let us help you.
We definitely
need that. Saying that, if you don't mind me kind of transitioning a little, I want to talk about my service division. We have the best service officers that are out there. We have a fantastic team that, if you are a veteran and you've not filed for your entitlements, please call one of our service officers and let them help you.
Yes, I think that's 100% on spot on, because when I went through my transition, I was so confused, and it's very it's overwhelming, and
Yeah.
without having someone kind of help me walk, or walk through the process, I wouldn't have been able to do it myself. So I think that's very important to have someone, and someone who knows the process and knows the program, how to do it, what
Yep.
they're looking for, the terms and things like that. I think that's
Well, you
powerful.
know as well as I do, when you're transitioning and you have that great big sheet of paper to go get people's signatures, right?
Yeah.
You've been to ACAP, you've been to, wherever. You just want the signature and just get out.
That's true.
CIF took half your day.
Yeah.
Now, you want to get out of there. So you're going to go to that service officer and have him just sign it off so you can get out of there. And you didn't hear half the words he said because you're concentrating on getting out of there and getting out of your uniform, right? And it's unfortunate that that happens.
Yeah.
And, a lot of it is like, well, if you don't get it done, then we'll just have to, if you really want this dental appointment,
Mm,
then, you're going to have to stay in for another week because we don't have
yeah.
nothing available for another week, so, oh yeah, let me just sign it off. I don't need that appointment. I don't need to, have my ears checked because I've got,
Mm,
ringing in my ears or a loud tone in my ears, right? People don't think that when you turn everything off and you just in a very quiet room and you hear this loud
yeah.
tone keeping you awake, that's tinnitus. Okay.
Yep. Oh,
That's
yeah.
something
Been
that,
there, done that.
yeah, you need that annotated on your records,
Exactly.
right?
Yep. You want
So,
to claim everything. That's what I was told, and shoot, I sure
yep,
did.
yep.
So
So, our service officers are here to help you, and we got a fine team.
yeah.
It's all by appointment only, so make sure you just call and make an appointment. We don't have walk-ins because of COVID. We
Right.
will test you, take your temperature before you walk in. You have to read the guidelines on the door before you can come into our offices. But we're staying as COVID safe as we can, but still serve our community.
All right. And those locations are on the website as well too. Can people
Yep.
find?
So
Okay.
Fife is the only in-person on this side of the mountains. I think Yakima is now taking um, appointments, and I can't remember if Everett is or not, but yeah, look on the website and we'll
Awesome.
take care of you.
Yeah. So, and the comment was saying, knowing that the support is available will help so many, and I think that's so true. Is that you just knowing that there's so many different locations and options available, so it's easy to find, and just you gotta show up.
Yeah,
Show
and you know, I happen to be with the VFW, but any veteran service organization out there, the American Legion, DAV, Purple Heart Association, they all are focused on helping. So, don't if you had a bad experience with the VFW, which I hope you give us another try if you did, um, go to another veteran service organization because
yeah,
um,
shop around, right? You have to
well,
shop
you
around.
just need to reach out and get the
Yeah,
help that you need,
yeah, that's true. Awesome. And then there's another question. How can the community support the VFW? What are some ways that you can, that we as the community members can
Um,
participate and get involved?
right now, I mean, the biggest thing that would help a lot of posts is donations.
Mm,
And I hate saying that because, that
like, yeah, it's hard
we
for
don't
everybody.
like to have to do that, but posts cannot open now. Posts cannot be out there and do their poppy drives.
Right.
They can't do fundraising dinners that they're used to be able to do to keep their lights on. And there's a lot of posts out there that are suffering financially because of that. And if you have a local post and you typically throw $5 into that bucket when you get a poppy, please send a check for $5. And you can't believe how helpful that would be to that local post.
Right. Every little bit counts.
Yep. Yep.
Very true.
Or send it to our department headquarters and we'll make sure it gets to where, whatever post you want to designate it to.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good too.
Yeah, if you don't know where your local post is, although we have a really awesome map on our website to find a local post.
Easy to find. Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. And so with the holidays coming up, what are some fun and unique ways that you think the veterans can adapt and overcome some of the seasonal stresses and anxieties?
Well, again, join a veteran service organization, become a part of a community. There's a lot of veteran support type stuff on social media. Get involved that way. Don't get yourself into negative energy as far as looking at posts that are very not veteran friendly, because there's a lot of evil people out there that oh, you guys are all just after, don't get into that.
Put yourself around good positive energy.
Yep. And we veterans are doers. We like to do things. So, focus yourself on a mission, on what your passion is, and then find a VSO or a post and tell them, this is what I really like to do. And there's no way a post is going to say, nope, don't want to do it. If you're that passionate about it and you're in the VFW and you want to do something, you're going to make sure it's going to happen. Our post, and I'm just throwing examples out there. Every year we do a toy drive. Going to be tough this year, but we're still doing it. And then we fill up my motorhome and we take all of these toys, and I'll tell you what, my motorhome gets filled. And we take it all to Santa's Castle down at Joint Base Lewis McChord. And that directly supports those active duty troops that are financially hardened, have hardships, and they're able to go and shop for toys for their kids. You just don't realize how great of a feeling that is, pulling up and having all the employees there or volunteers there recognize my RV now and know it's just going to be chock full of all of these toys for the kids. And it's an amazing mission that we do. That's just an example of something that if you're a VFW member and you've got a passion for the Boy Scouts, for example, you can actually help out a troop that's nearby that needs the support, maybe needs a building to meet, and you happen to have a building that's not being used except for your meetings. Open it up for a Boy Scout troop to be able to meet there. Not only are you doing community outreach as far as the VFW is concerned, you are helping these kids that are growing up in a world of
uncertainties.
And it's just really going to show them that veterans are out there to help them.
Yeah.
So.
And then we have a question. How do we donate to the toy drive? So is there a way to get
well, if you're around Renton, it's the Renton VFW that's doing it, and that's on Burnett Avenue South. But if you're around JBLM, you can take your donations to Santa's Castle. Okay. And if you want to drop anything off in the Fife area, you can stop by headquarters, and there's somebody here every day, Monday through Friday, that would be happy to take your donations. Just say that this is for the Renton Toy Drive, and I'm in the office 3 or 4 days a week.
All right.
I could take them.
Cool. And I'm sure we could probably figure something out as far as if people can't make it, we can probably, um, I'll even volunteer to pick some, meet you and pick something up, and then we can take it to the
I
location.
can do that as well.
So yeah, so
Yep.
we'll make it happen. Like I said, where there's a
Yep.
woman, there's a way.
Exactly. If you want to make a cash donation to the toy drive as well, you can. And we go shopping, and we're very, very prudent shoppers. So, and we've seen what the kids like at Santa's Castle. So we will.
Cool. You have some insider knowledge.
Yeah. Well, typically the age limits, like the teenage, is really tough to buy for. But we bought a gaming station last year, and we bought a bicycle, a mountain bike last year, and so they were very happy to see those.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you so much. We're going to close it up now, but we appreciate your time, and thank you so much for giving us more information about the VFW. If you're watching, please check out the website. Also, on our website, they'll have the information as far as how to get involved, how to become a member, where to get, where your local posts are. And thank you again, Traci, for your time and for sharing your story with us tonight too.
Absolutely. Thank you. And please, anyone eligible for the VFW, please join and visit our website, vfwwa.org.
All right. Thank you, and happy Veterans Day again.
Happy Veterans Day, everybody.